I love it, because it's not Notre Dame unless there's some competition involved. And it wasn't 2 or 3, it was just one for rowing just an inch up there. But the other part of Notre Dame, especially Notre Dame Day, has to do with the academic side of things. And one person that embodies both of it is going to be our next guest. He's a graduate of Notre Dame, class of 2017. And the 2023, I smile about this because I remember it like it was yesterday, the breakout star NFL kicker for the Dallas Cowboys. Brandon was an engineering major and a standout student athlete, and student comes first on the men's soccer team during his years at Notre Dame after earning All-American honors during his senior year. He was taken into the first round by the MLS Super Draft by Toronto FC, and let's pick up the story from there. Brandon, you're joining us now. I got to start off by saying thanks for joining us on ND Day. And I got to ask, did you see what Notre Dame men's soccer did earlier this year?
Absolutely. It was a great run, just a little bit short. Wish we could have got over that last hurdle there, but it was a great run, and I'm proud of those guys.
Yeah, and we were saying that you had an amazing career as a student athlete at Notre Dame, and then you get drafted in the first round of Toronto. Talk to us about what it's like to be a player in the MLS, Major League Soccer.
Yeah, it was a great privilege. Obviously, a lot of hard work goes into getting there, so it's a realization of a childhood dream, something that we all strive for, something that I came to Notre Dame knowing was a possibility, but obviously planning for not making that possibility with the degree. And that's something that Notre Dame offers that a lot of the prestigious schools don't offer, is academics and athletics, which you mentioned earlier. So being a professional athlete in whatever sport it is just the culmination of a childhood dream, but it's also a new beginning. And that's where I kind of fell a little bit short my first pass at it with soccer. Didn't realize just how much left on the plate there was. That's just the start. That's the beginning of your grind. You've worked your whole life just for that opportunity, and just go out there and know you belong and make it count.
And so after 2 years of playing professional soccer, you decided to shift gears and put your Notre Dame degree to work. Just a quick question in regards to just soccer and football. You get into soccer, everybody kicks the ball, and I assume at home you go to football and you just kick the ball once. Can you talk a little bit about the mental shift between the two games? Because obviously you're kicking differently in a completely different circumstance.
Yeah, absolutely. With football, it really is 90% mental. You go out there and you practice one form, you're hitting the ball one way. And soccer, you're really going out there and you're getting into a flow state. You're hitting the ball a million different ways. You're collaborating with your teammates. You're trying to get a common goal done. But when you're kicking a football, really you have a couple of guys that are involved in touching the ball. You just have the snapper and the holder, and then that's all that's left is for you to go kick the ball. So 90% of kicking, I would say, comes down to the kicker, and most of that is mental. Obviously, you got your guys protecting you and your snap and hold, but other than that, it's really an individual sport within a giant team game. So it's mostly mental, I'd say, and that stress comes down to 5 or 6 moments in a game where you have to be completely locked in and really forget about what's going on around you and just do your little task to the best of your ability.
Yeah, Brandon, you mentioned it, 90% mental. And earlier we were talking about it regarding just academics and athletics here at Notre Dame. Can you talk a little bit about 90% mental also means that you are having to earn a degree here at Notre Dame. What did that do for you, being a software engineer, thinking that you don't have any more athletics left? What went on in your mind at that point, knowing that you had a software engineering degree and you're an engineer in your back pocket?
Yeah, so a little background on that transition. I went from the MLS my rookie year and kind of didn't make it there, so I had to drop down into the second tier of American football, or American soccer rather, which was the USL. And there I played well. I fit in, made a spot for myself on the roster, played every week and did pretty well, but there wasn't a lot of money at the second tier at the time. So I was looking around, and I just gotten married and could make double what I was making doing that with my software engineering degree, and thought, maybe it's time to put that to use so I can start a family and really support it financially. So without that degree, who knows if I would have even been able to make that transfer. I might still be toiling away in the second tier, making a little less money, but playing soccer. So just having that backup plan gave me the ability to make that transition on my feet. And when I made that transition, I was happy to have it, but was still missing a little bit of something that you get out of athletics that you can't quite get in the workplace. Obviously, that competitive itch, I needed to go and scratch. So I wanted to go. I considered, playing pickup soccer, but really wanted something maybe a little bit more than that. And was just sitting around watching TV with the wife, and as we always do on Sunday nights, we watch football, and kicker went out there and hit a ball, and she kind of had that light bulb moment where like, I think you can do that. Sure. So went out and got a ball and tried it. I thought she was crazy, but after that one day on the field, I'm like, maybe she's right. Maybe I gotta pursue this.
And back at home, I got a 6 and a 3-year-old. They both play soccer. They should be in bed right now, but knowing that I'm talking to an NFL football player, guys, go to bed. One last question for you. What is your advice? ND Day is about kind of providing for the future, or at least helping people get their start, and also kind of give those gifts to programs that help younger generations or people coming up through Notre Dame. What kind of advice do you have for those teenagers or those that are maybe even under 10?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd just say find a goal, find something you're passionate about, and really commit yourself to it. Especially when you're young, you'd be surprised just how attainable playing professional sports really can be if you really truly take the time and show up to practice every day, give it your all, and really have that dedication and focus on the one task. And that means making sacrifices. You might not get to go hang out with your friends all the time. You might not get to go have fun, and you're going to be sore and tired, but it's something that's worth it if that's something you want to do. And if it's not, then you got to sit down and be really pragmatic with yourself and just understand that if I'm not putting the time and effort into it, it's just going to be a hobby, and I shouldn't be too upset with not making it very far.
And I can sum that up very simply with being a Notre Dame grad. Have fun. You're going to be sore and tired, but certainly making it worth it. If you want to be first off the fantasy football kicker draft board, which you are now, Brandon, I was looking up the stats earlier, that's the kind of stuff Dad put in. Thanks for joining us. I
That's
really
awesome.
appreciate it,
Thank you for having me.
Great job, and good luck next season.
Thank you, Matt.
Yep. All right, we'll take a quick break, but when we come back, we'll hear from a senior who recently became Notre Dame's first ever Marshall Scholar. What does that mean? We'll answer that question. Plus, later we'll have a special performance from the Notre Dame Folk Choir. That and more. They're the guys making sure we get on the air, and the ones in my ear. Thank you for all you do. We'll be right back.